You know, I grew up a lot of aunties and uncles who were Cambodian having donut shops. Like that's the thing, like you come to the United States, you get a job you can, you save your money and you buy a donut shop. And a donut shop is a perfect place of assimilation. You learn English, but it's also intergenerational. You have grandmas, moms, aunties, uncles, and kids working there. On my side of the family, the Cambodian, Vietnamese, and Chinese, like this is what we grew up with in terms of assimilating and like remaking our lives after war trauma. And it took me a very long time to make work about my refugee experience because we're taught to like forget it, to have historical amnesia, and to move on, just to move on. We can't move on. We need to remind people about our stories before they're written for us. And so this donut shop idea came about with the Trump administration. You know, his very racist, misogynistic, but also anti-immigrant policies. And with his administration, you have the highest rate of deportation of Vietnamese and Cambodian refugees and immigrants right now. And I'm very deliberate about what I draw on these donut boxes. These are people from Cambodian and Vietnamese communities that I relate to and I feel whose stories are important to be known and shown. And I talk to them and I ask them, what image do you want me to draw? I give them agency. My father is Cambodian. He was born in Cambodia, but he was adopted by Chinese parents in 1975. During the genocide, he got on a bicycle and biked across the border to Vietnam. My mother is born in Vietnam from Chinese refugees. My grandparents left China during World War II and fled to Vietnam. So I'm third generation refugee. My mother was born in 1954, the year that Vietnam resisted and were able to get rid of the French colonialism. So my mother's whole life and the beginning of mine was all about decolonization and war. After my parents married, my father had a huge boat and took my mom and me, I was only 1 year old, and we left, arrived in a Thai refugee camp, and from there we were sponsored to come to the United States. So Fluxus, I feel like, deals with what you inherit. So in my instance, it'd be Chinese, Vietnamese, and Cambodian. So I start out there. But also relationship to the environment. Being so close to the southern border, Mexican culture played a lot into the way I assimilated to American culture. But also hip hop and rap too, you know, and finding myself in Fluxus, you know, and developing my identity, rap and hip hop being a language of resistance. My earliest memories of coming to the United States is me and my whole family sitting in the living room and watching TV. That's how we learned English. Mr. Rogers was so gentle and patient. He would repeat things or he would speak in a very gentle tone. He never got angry. You are special, you know, welcome to my neighborhood. Like, that's the best way for me to learn English, right? You know, the mailman character, right, he's African American, and Mr. Rogers took a kiddie pool and told him, come here, dip your feet in here with me. And I feel like that's such a contrast vis-a-vis looking at segregation and how public pools were segregated. And here Mr. Rogers is like, no, you know, come here, be my neighbor, sit next to me, and just like, it's a hot day, dip your feet in the pool with me. I love that, yeah.